Hello YouTube, how are we all doing? So this was actually meant to be a vlog. I was meant to be vlogging yesterday, but I got so busy that the vlog had to be abandoned. So I just thought I'd do kind of like a sit down YouTube video talking about how I broke the world record for the amount of men slept with in one day. Does that make sense? You guys know what I'm on about. Don't know how to put it into YouTube terms. Where should I start? So for any of you that have, you know, followed me for a little bit of time now, you'll know that for quite some time I've been wanting to break the world record. It was just a dream of mine. Honestly, it was in my New Year's resolutions for this year, so very happy to take that one off the list. But I just wanted to make sure it was done as safe as possible and it was going to be enjoyable, and yeah, there was a lot of different factors as to why it got pushed back so much. One of them being that I actually got told at the American border that they were going to ban me from America if I was going there to sleep with 1,000+ guys, which I find insane. Like, I didn't realise sleeping with someone was illegal, but okay. And it was only till a month ago that I found a venue that would kind of take this kind of event, because that was my biggest issue, that where do you hold this kind of thing? Obviously it had to be a huge space to hold that amount of people. Not many people want that going on in their studio. But I managed to find a place, and also the capacity wasn't going to be 1,000 because obviously people were coming in and out throughout the day. Like, it was a conveyor belt, you know, people were coming and leaving, so it meant that like there weren't going to be 1,000 guys there all at once, if that makes sense. So much planning went behind it, if I'm honest. Like, I don't think people realise what goes on behind the scenes of this thing. Like, this thing probably cost me like 10k to put on, so it definitely wasn't easy to organize, but we got there in the end. So I ended up marketing it online. I started marketing this maybe 2 weeks ago. I marketed it as a one-to-one kind of event because my plan was to have that time with each guy for like 2 pumps and then out of here. I was like, I wanted it like a conveyor belt. How I like to do it is I have a Telegram group chat where I post all the info about the event on there. So I literally just like shared my address to this Telegram group chat that I think now has like 25,000 people in it, just to show up at any time between 11 AM and 11 PM, and you can come have this one-to-one time with me. Obviously I really had no clue how many was actually going to show up. In a group of 25,000, like, you'd be surprised how many people flake. Like, you'd think, Jesus, I'd be absolutely bursting at the seams with men. But that was my biggest concern of the day, is like, are we actually going to be able to get the guys through the door? But oh my god, did they pull through. Honestly, thank you to anyone who came, by the way. You're a legend. And with this event, it was a little bit different to my others, because I mean, now I probably do an event about once a month, but these are usually GB events. So it's a big group session. The guys get to go 2, 3, 4 times, however many they want. And by the end of it, I kind of, you know, I'm asking around, making sure everyone's satisfied, making sure everyone's finished. And it's very much like you get a lot more time with each person, whereas this one I knew if I was going to do it, it was going to be like in out kind of thing, which is kind of bittersweet because I have actually had some complaints about yesterday in terms of just like the time limit. But if you're doing a big number like that, I can't be waiting for you to finish, you know. I need to go on to the next guy. So we started the day out, we had a nice like steady conveyor belt. Basically how I did it is we had like a downstairs to it. The men would come in, have their IDs checked, come through, and then they would do all the forms signing, make sure they have like the photos of their IDs taken, and my staff would kind of sort that. Then they'd go in the waiting room, and then once I was ready, well, like once once there was men coming back down, we would send more men up. Does that make sense? So I feel like I'm explaining this really terribly. And then in the upstairs space, it was a big open plan space, and basically we'd have guys waiting. As soon as they come up, get undressed, start getting themselves ready by watching me and another guy. And they'd go through first the fluffers, they'd obviously fluff them up, get them ready for me, and then once they were ready, you know what I mean, they'd come straight over to me and we'd literally go next kind of thing. So yeah, it was a big conveyor belt, and this was so much easier. I mean, when I did the 101 event, I did it in the most rookie way possible, honestly. Like, with that event, I was getting guys to come in. So we'd just have a waiting room. It was a one-man band, so there was no fluffers or anything like that. I'd just send guys through to my bedroom. I'd be like, hi, come in. You know, we'd have a little bit of small talk. Take your trousers off, you know, get yourself comfortable, lay on the bed, hold this phone, press record. Then obviously I'd fluff them up, get them ready, then put them, and then they'd leave, you know, after they finish, after about, and this honestly took like 5 minutes with each guy. I mean, probably even more, honestly. I can't believe that I didn't do what I did yesterday on the 101, because I would have got through them all in about a bloody an hour. Stupid girl. But you learn from your mistakes, you know. And honestly, at one point yesterday, I really didn't think we would actually make it to past 1,000. I was like, oh, because we were having a bit of a dry spell at one point, and I was a bit like, it's looking a little bit slow. But I don't know what happened. Some people must have, you know, had their Sunday dinners, put the kids to bed, and then came over to my event kind of thing. Must have got a bit of energy about them. Because yeah, I mean, that lasts from probably like 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. it was busy. So I feel like I haven't explained this very well. So I started at 11 a.m, finished at 11 p.m. and it was pretty much a free-for-all. It was kind of like turn up whenever throughout them 12 hours. But in all honesty, I really didn't have that many queues or anything like that, because I was taking guys so quickly. Like, it was such a quick kind of system that it just, you know, people weren't waiting around, which was actually really nice, because I was really stressed that people would be waiting for hours on end to get to see me, which is just nice, because no one wants to be doing that. I think throughout the day I must have only had like one break. I didn't actually eat yesterday, other than obviously when I got home and had a big feast of Nando's. But in all honesty, I think I was a little bit nervous in the morning, because I was just, obviously it's just a big day, so I didn't eat then. And then when we got to the event, food was the last thing on my mind, if you know what I mean. And I really didn't take any breaks. I didn't take any showers or anything like that. So yeah, I just was like, had blinkers on and was just trying to be so efficient with it, because I knew if I wasn't efficient, it wasn't going to get done, and then I'd have to like try and do it another day and things like that. Funnily enough, throughout the day, I actually didn't know how many guys we were getting through. Obviously, I knew I was sticking to my time limit, so I knew it would be a lot. But how we basically worked it out is this is like a scroll of numbers. I mean, this one goes up to 2,000. Didn't quite make it to 2,000, but basically we'd take the number from this, stick it onto their forms, and then that's how we kind of kept count of everyone, which was obviously super easy. And then it was my assistant that was like updating social media, saying like got to this number and da-da-da, because I was just like, I'm just gonna focus on this and you guys kind of sort the rest out. Honestly, this scroll is my prized possession. It's my little trinket from the day. I'm gonna keep the scroll, because maybe one day I'll be able to finish it. Get to 2,000. One thing I didn't anticipate for is how many we actually went through. Obviously I got like over 1,000 in, but oh my god, do people just go through them like nothing else? I don't know, people must have just been like taking them off, putting them back on willy-nilly, because I had to send my assistant to Boots like halfway through. Bless her. And she had to go to Boots and buy all these condoms. Like hundreds and was like, oh, just these please, pop them down. And the cashier, she was like, oh my god, the cashier was looking at me so funny. Funnily enough, today I'm surprisingly feeling very well. Like, I don't feel even that achy. I thought, oh, I'll feel really achy because I've basically done exercise for 12 hours, but I really don't feel too bad. And I obviously down there does feel slightly achy, but it wasn't so much like the inside that was achy. It was like the around from like all the friction burn, honestly. Like, I think I probably got a rash on my bum or something like that. Honestly, I just think my body is made for this. Because it seems to take it so well. Like, I'm not complaining. But honestly, I could not have done this obviously without all the guys turning up and all my brilliant staff. And yeah, I just want to thank anyone who came. Hope you enjoyed watching this little catch up. And cheers to 2000 next. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.